you ever gave Jesus a chance, I bet
you know the first time I was introduced to Jesus.
So I heard you say you pray, not to cut you off. So who you pray to?
The Creator.
The Creator. And it's not a name or nothing like that.
It's
just
we don't have a name.
Right, just the Creator.
We don't have a name. There is no name for the Creator.
I'm asking real questions,
you know
man. I ain't trying to be funny.
For the Creator, you know what I mean? You know,
so you do believe in a higher power, though?
I do believe in a higher power. Yeah, every creation has a Creator. Every creation has a Creator. You know, I do believe that, you know, we all are, created by you know, a higher power, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that.
All right.
We pray is through dance. That's prayer in motion.
I mean, I saw that out here when they was out here praying and stuff. I got all that on my page. I recorded all that.
You know, I don't know if you've seen when they pray to the four directions and then they point up.
And then they dipped the roses in holy water and they went through the whole crowd like just shaking the roses with the holy water or whatever.
We call it danza. The danzantes.
Mm-hmm.
That's our prayer.
Yeah.
That's our prayer. Every motion that they do is giving reverence to something. You know, when they dance, that's prayer in motion. That's what we call it. The pictures that I showed you earlier of my people, they're the matlachines, right? And that custom carried on because the Catholic Church allowed for us to do that. You know, that's one of our only things that carried on. For the most part, like the part of Mexico that my mother's from, which is only 40 minutes away from the border. You know, literally we're on the other side of El Rio Grande, right? And our relatives, my relatives, the ones that stood on the other side, are in the Alamo, Texas, right? And we're called the Coahuiltecans, right? And you know, we still have our same cultural practices as we did. Our language is damn near extinct, right? But on my dad's side, right, I'm Otomi Chichimeca, and we speak Nahuatl. Like, I can speak Nahuatl. Like, we speak it all the time. People think that it's Spanish. It's not Spanish.
Yeah.
That's why people from Spain don't understand how we speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like aguacate, coyote, metate, molcajete, axolote. Those are not Spanish words. If I were to say those words to a Spanish person, they're not going to understand them.
Right. And what language you say it is again?
Nahuatl.
Nahuatl.
Yeah. Nahuatl. The majority of Mexico speaks Nahuatl. You know what I mean? We just don't realize it. We think we're speaking Spanish.
It's tribal,
right? Yeah, it's very
tribal.
Is this indigenous peoples?
Yeah, that's what he said. Somebody said Mexico, when they controlled Texas from Spain, used it as a buffer to protect Mexico from the Apache, I think I'm saying that right, and other plain tribes. Mexico invited Anglos and to try and tame Texas, but Mexico did little in Texas. Want to read it for yourself in case I'm butchering something?
Mexico, when they controlled Texas from Spain, used it as a buffer to protect Mexico from the Comanche and other plains tribes. Mexico invited Anglos in to try to tame Texas, but Mexico did little in Texas.
So Texas was only a part of Mexico for 16 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? Do you know the term Six Flags Great America, where it comes from?
No.
It comes from Texas. That was the only place in the U.S., right? Specifically, that was ruled by 6 other nations: the French, the Spanish, Mexico, the Confederacy, the U.S., and there's one more that I never fucking remember.
They call it Great Adventure in New Jersey.
I never remember the last one. But I think it's a
So you saying
it's
6 countries owned in one state?
No, one state. It was being battled over by multiple different nations, specifically, right? So how that went down, right? Like, you got to think of it like this: Mexico at that time, when they were fighting that specific war, were led by conservatives. the conservatives in Mexico were part of the allegory of the white conservatives, the white Spanish who were in Mexico at the time. We, at that point, we were Mexico at that time, but there was something called that happened in what year was it? It was early 1900s, and it was the Mexico's what's the name of that? The Revolutionary War, the Mexican Revolutionary War, where Pancho Villa and Emilio Zapata and them actually fought to reestablish Mexico for indigenous people, right? So at that point in time, the Comanche, and I'm talking about, these are the Genesaro people, the Comanche, the Navajo, and there's two more other tribes that I can't fucking remember. I think it's the Kickapoo and another tribe that I can't remember right now. But there was things happening back and forth, right, where there was indigenous resistance happening on both sides of the border, and basically what they were doing is, like, Mexico was trying to gain territory in Texas, and then the U.S. was trying to gain territory from Mexico. So there was a fight back and forth. I mean, there's so much that we can dissect here, but I know some of that story specifically because my people come from those exact people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this Michael response.
That book faded away. Republic of Texas was the 6th.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. I can never fucking remember that shit for anything in the world, man. Tejanos were Mexican Texas who allied with the Anglo-Texans for the most part. Yeah, no doubt. What was it called? The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, right? Was basically when the Anglos said, okay, enough of the war. We'll grant you guys. They had a treaty, right? And in the treaty, that when they first created that treaty, in order for Mexicans to stay in Texas, they had to, and this was one of the stipulations, they had to identify as white, or else they couldn't stay in Texas, right? So those individuals specifically in Texas said, okay, we'll do that, right? The treaty goes to Congress, and guess what Congress does? They strike that out of the deal, right? Mm-hmm. So, these individuals who were in Texas at the time, what happens next? It was one of the biggest deportations in at that time in that historical context.
So they didn't let them identify as white and deported them. That's what you're saying.
They deported them. Yeah, it's called the Repatriation Act. And I forget what year exactly the Repatriation Act happened, but it was because of
you went to college and stuff.
Yeah, you seem really now.
That's what I say. Saying smart as hell.
I'm a historian. I love shit.
Everybody chat been saying you like a history teacher.
I'm a historian. I'm self-taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, I've been to college for a trade, a vocational. But I've never went for for a specific major.
And bringing over the African slave, so they start trying to create a new slave by breeding the Africans with the Taino Indians, and then they were breeding with them too, which led to over there in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. It's in Puerto Rico, we call it triracial. Yeah. Right. The majority of Puerto Ricans have descendancy from the indigenous, the Taino, the African, and the African that we're talking about, the African who came here were from the transatlantic slave trade, right? Yeah. From West and Central Africa. Those two places is where they sent Africans here, right? And the reason why, do you guys know the reason why they sent those people here? Because they didn't identify with any religion. Right?
Yeah.
They didn't identify with it because you couldn't enslave a person who was a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew.
And so they just used it because they lacked the religion.
They said, why did Chewy put his phone down? They should have been able to see him have a respectful conversation and learn to drop hate. I would have respected him more if he had that transparency.
Say that again.
Why did Chewy put his phone down? down, they would have been able to see him have a respect. Oh, it's all good, man. You know, it is what it is. We got off on the wrong foot, man, and you know, as men, I apologize to you.
You did.
You accepted my apology, and
We
you know, we can move forward from all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
I had a bad day.
15%
You know what I'm
off that
saying?
question.
Yeah, I don't judge you for that.
Hell, get some good questions, ain't it?
You know, unfortunately, we're living in really testy times, and we're gonna experience shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's hard right now, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like, fucking, I had some youth with me, and we were running program, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the way to program, there was all these attacks happening, right, simultaneously, right? And all we were talking about was ICE the whole entire time. And these young people are like,
They
it's
want to
fucked up.
apologize to you.
It's fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that happened and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's just a harsh reality, the times we're living in, you know? And, you know, we can't control anything that's going on right now. And I think that when you can't control things, you feel a sense of, you know, of
Snapping out.
not only snapping out, but you feel, you know, like innate, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you can't do nothing. Like you feel fucking numb, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like this shit has been constant, bro, for the past since September, bro. Since September, when they started, you know, their immigration enforcement efforts here in Illinois, you know. Like, I've been feeling that shit, bro. You know, my daughter cried to me, man, because her mother didn't answer the phone. She works nights. She's a DACA recipient now, right? So, you know, they've been snatching up DACA recipients as well, right? So my daughter comes out the shower and she tells me, Dad, Mommy's not answering her phone. And bro, my heart dropped, you know what I'm saying? And I had to calm her down and tell her everything's gonna be all right. Let's call her again in 10 minutes. 10 minutes pass and she has so much anxiety, man. And watching your child go through shit like that, man, it does something to you, man. It really does, you know? That sense of insecurity, like I can't do nothing for my child.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wears and tears on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. I'm new text you. Love history. Thank you so much for the lesson. You know, no doubt. Appreciate y'all. No doubt. You know, so that, bro, it does something to you, bro. Like every day, my daughter, my son. I have a son with a disability, bro.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
And it's not even nothing to be sorry about. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's the most loving person in my life. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
And sometimes I forget how loving he is, bro, because he really needs me. And, you know, when I have situations like that happen where I get like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I forget about him, and I shouldn't ever forget about him. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
So like, you know, when they're constantly in fear for their mom, man, it hurts, bro. It really, really does. It fucking hurts.
I
bro.
feel you.
It fucking hurts, man. You know, any day my wife can be taken, and then I'm alone raising two kids, one with a disability, and I can't do nothing for her. I really can't do nothing for her. You know what I'm saying? And it just hurts, man. It fucking really does, you know. And I have to figure out, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna go to work? How am I gonna take them to school? You know what I mean? And she hasn't done anything, bro. She's a model citizen, bro. Like literally, she doesn't even have parking tickets, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Thanks for the super chat, TJ.
And she could be taken away any day, man. And does that make you feel any type of way? Hearing that story about my wife?
Jay said, would you apologize to her?
Yeah, without a doubt. You know?
Really?
Yeah. I don't. Listen. I didn't disrespect you. You know?
no,
Like I didn't call you out
it's
your
okay.
name. I didn't do any of that. You know what I mean? When I told you, man, step aside, me and him are having a conversation, you were like, no, and you yelled at me. You know what I mean?
wasn't
If I
mad,
offended you in any way, I apologize.
Thank you,
sincerely.
Paul.
You a cool
I
dude,
appreciate
Chewy.
that. Thank you.
You ain't no
I
bad
accept your
person, bro.
apology.
I'm not, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
I
you
used
is.
to be. I ain't no more.
I used to be too, man,
You
but
know?
I just
Thank you
recently
for
got
giving-
past being a bad person, and I'm
Yeah,
so
'cause all
grateful
the
for
other
that.
people just left. Like, as soon as I came here and...
She honestly just wanted to come up here and try to have the conversations, and she just got
you got-
bull rush.
just gotta
Shit, as soon as she walked up, they saw that red. It was like a fucking bull. Everybody just like,
it's
damn.
gonna be like that, bro. It's gonna be like
But
that.
I'm hoping we could change that type of stuff, man, and just talk to each other like regular
They seen
people.
their head. Some people
They
had
saw
trauma.
that motherfucking hat. They
That's
get to
the
squint them
trigger.
eyes to read them letters. Oh, that's a real
you
MAGA
know,
hat.
It's trauma because some of them people probably was affected. Some of them people got fathers and
Yeah.
probably mamas in there. Some of these got kids in there. They got kids
Do
in
you
there.
think it's
Very
torture to not allow people to sleep?
Yes.
If that's happening, that's torture.
It's
No, that-
happening in there. Do you think it's torture not giving people 3 square meals a day and water?
If that's happening, that's torture.
Supreme.
Yeah, it's torture if that's not happening. They
It is
at least
happening.
have to give 3 meals
No,
a
it-
day.
it is happening.
But if you haven't, where your knowledge come from about it?
I don't know.
That's what I'm
what
saying.
they're
We
doing in there.
cannot say what we don't know. That's
Right.
why we have to have things looked at. So we got to have an overseer. Everything got to have an overseer.
And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because when they went to court,
Yeah.
right, the judge ruled, right, the federal judge ruled that they need 3 square,
It's not
square
gonna
meals
escalate.
and
Y'all,
water.
y'all cool.
Right?
Just talking.
They said that they need to have livable conditions, right? There was 4 stipulations that they needed to agree to and make happen, right? So in order for those things to have been enacted and ruled, it was because they weren't happening. They weren't getting 3 square meals. They weren't getting livable conditions, and they weren't letting people actually sleep. You know what I'm saying?
This facility.
This facility,
This year.
the
Who
judge.
inspected
The
it?
chat saying,
Well,
what's
you
the
know-
proof? Where's the proof that that's happening?
Yeah. what-
So they went to court, right?
Mhm.
Because people were complaining to their attorneys, right? So the attorneys have been coming here to visit people, right?
Mhm.
And the attorneys are getting firsthand conversations with people who are being held here,
Ain't
right?
been let go.
Some of
The
them
ones
have
that
been let go.
can tell the story.
Yeah, they're the ones that are telling the story, you know, and they're reporting that back to, you know, the through the proper channels, and the proper channels are checking on them. I'm sure there's somebody coming in here, the Department of Justice or somebody's coming in here and inspecting. They have to. You know what I'm
Well, they
saying?
said they did not let some.
There was some
congressmen
senators,
in
right?
or
Some
something.
Congressmen
Yeah.
or some senators.
So
One
they
of the
turned
two.
them around. The
Why,
police,
why not though? You
but
know
the
what I'm saying?
police couldn't even go in there. He went to the door. And it was
They
like,
said
it was
they
like
wouldn't
a
let the
drug
fire
spot.
marshal in or something
The
like
police went up there a minute ago. It was like a drug spot.
that. Yeah.
They stood at the door, and he gave him some paper. Then the police walked down the street.
Crazy.
They made sure he went down
Thanks for
the
the
street, and
super
he
chat.
walked back in.
The fire code violation right there. They got the windows
Boarded up.
Boarded up.
You know,
it's a fire
I don't know how true it is, but somebody said the windows got bust out.
No, that's not true. That's not true because I remember one of the first days, my homie Aldo was out here. I came out one day, and none of the windows were busted out. Can you
You had to
imagine
get
if
them
you're
fixed
busting out
anyway.
windows? Like,
Somebody said stories ain't proof.
on the fire hazard side, you had to get those fixed instead of boarded up.
Show us a story that says that they busted out the windows.
I agree with
I
that.
hear that it's so they can't necessarily see.
So you
what's going on
won't
in
see,
there,
yeah,
and-
so that you
and
won't
this is
see what's
just what
going
I've
on in
heard.
there.
I don't
You know,
know
they're
why they
to
have
them.
You
it's-
ever researched it to see what was going on?
I'm pretty sure it ain't
You
nothing on
gotta
the internet
always
either,
research
though.
it. You can't.
Bet
you
it
know,
ain't shit on the internet.
That's
that's
like
what I'm saying.
secret
If
operations
it
going
ain't
on
there,
there,
you
too.
can't say what ain't happening, what is
But I don't
happening.
know
But
if
you
they're
can,
being tortured or
you know,
anything. I think it's just like they're going
draw
back out
emphasis
the
for
same
facts.
way
Yeah.
They were busted in by the Texas governor. The kind of thing that they're just like processing them for a short period of time, and then they just get bussed back out just the way that they came
Well-
in. Like whoever came in 2020, it's just gonna be like just like that, just exiting the same way kind of thing.
I overheard.
So how long do y'all think people getting held there? Y'all think it's longer than what she's saying?
Well, they're not being held here more than.
I'm just talking about, because technically there's
So
a
they're-
processing center.
From
right,
here
what
they
they
go.
saying.
Yeah, there's a processing center.
Yeah.
From here they go to What state are they going to?
I think I heard somebody say
Illinois,
Indiana or
and
some
they
shit.
got-
I heard Indiana's
I
one
heard
of the
Indiana
places,
yesterday.
and then there's another place. I forget where
Somewhere on the East Coast, maybe.
I think it is the East Coast, right? So there's detention centers all throughout where people. So they're given the option: either you self-deport or you plead your case.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people are pleading their case, and they're staying in other detention centers for longer periods of times. You know what I'm saying? So the process can take anywhere from a year to who knows.
Somebody said Indiana and Louisiana.
But where are the criminals going? You think they're going to the same type
Please
of
ask him if he
processing
still believe he can
facility?
only be
Or they
around
think they're
like-minded
going to,
people
like,
with his
alligator
beliefs. I don't
operations
think he ever felt
kind
like
of
that.
thing?
So
The criminals, the ones that are found to be doing stuff bad here.
Just
They
angry.
say we have court
Sound like a
testimony
good
now
dude.
that they are holding people there.
holding people here.
Hunters inside of this place.
Inside of here,
They say so she thinks the protesters.
somebody
busted
from the Chatham,
windows,
Louisiana says it's a
and
detention
those
center
people
there.
Are just
In Louisiana?
being
Yeah.
processed. We have court testimony now that they
What's
are
it
holding
called?
people there.
In
So it's got to
Louisiana.
be saying here.
What's it called in Louisiana? Probably just a
They have,
detention
like,
center. I
nicknames for
mean,
each of
this
them.
one ain't got no name like that, do it? Like, besides just an ICE detention center, ain't like no name.
Well,
Like,
there is for
Yeah,
some
it's
certain
supposed to be
ones.
the ICE
and
detention
that
center
Alligator
and
Alcatraz
immigration.
shit, that was a
Alcatraz.
prison, right?
Are you a military vet? Yeah.
No.
Look at
Hey, bro, that's the first thing that came to my mind, dog.
I'm one from the west side, Chicago. How you think I know all them damn people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time it
doing
is?
here at this thing?
Man, we used to have a good conversation.
They didn't kick us out. That's nice.
Yeah, tomorrow they gonna be ready. Weekend,
Go
that
over
shit.
there. Go over there. Let's see if
Have
they'll
you?
kick your
Who's
ass
the
out.
last person that went
They
over
don't
there?
give a shit about that hat you wear.
Are you laughing at me?
Laughing at the joke. You know the man funny.
So y'all parked there.
I'm all the way down there some damn well,
Yeah,
man.
everybody parked down there since they made that one illegal.
They be slashing tires and all type of shit up here.
Why the fuck they don't let us park right here for? Like,
Yeah, I mean, they let people park right here, but when people ain't leave at 6 o'clock, they said, yeah, whoever car right there getting towed. Yeah, they just know that'd be a good bluff if a motherfucker car right there. Yeah, I bet your ass finna leave now. But y'all see it say no parking damn near on every little piece of fence. It's just that people been parking right here for a long time. Look, no parking, no standing.
When they came.
Well, not every little piece of fence, I guess like like 5 or 6 of them. Hell yeah, we got that on video too. When they was tearing the tent up, and they was throwing all that shit away.
they were kicking it around and all that shit.
Yeah, they was body slamming that shit, I ain't gonna lie. But they did tell them they had to be gone at 10 a.m. and then they came that night at like 7:30. Come on, bro.
What is it?
What is what?
What's that parking lot?
ICE bought this building and they bought this shit.
That's why they be up there, right?
Yeah.
You said what is what? Like it was a raccoon or something?
Yeah, like come on, I don't play with none of that raccoon possum shit. I'm running. My kid.
I'm glad they look at they didn't
It's time to get a bigger coat. That's why you cold. Insulated coat.
Should have seen when they were hitting people with the batons.
Yeah, I be making sure they don't hit me with that shit. When them head, what? Man, they got them big ass sticks on, play with them people, they move back. Yeah, get your ass back. 10%, I ain't trying to get hit with that shit. We been out here long as hell, y'all. That's the first time we killed our battery bank.
Shit, I ain't killed that motherfucker in my back.
My shit dead. That's the first time this bitch died. It's been a long day though. I done used this bitch so much, I ain't even mad. That bitch still did what it's supposed to do.
Police can be. Not last week. Not last week, but prior, shit. They were tearing our asses up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Last Saturday they was
were
cool.
just-
I
and we
thought
were
they
just
finna get
standing
the
there.
beating ass and they
And
didn't.
they
But
were
I done
calm.
been out here while
You
they
guys
beating
gotta
ass
disperse
on, bro.
right now. And then 2 minutes later, boom, 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 and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I done been out here and saw him fuck people up, ramming them motherfucking sticks into people's back like this. Baby, old girl had a big ass bruise on her leg. She was out here with a sign that says, "Please spank me again, Officer Death."
No.
I promise you, bro. Showing everybody the bruise.
You would stand by the fence and they would shoot the pepper balls at you.
Yeah, they said they best spray the girl for putting the Mexican flag on the fence, and they best spray.
Back up, they would tell you.
Bear mace, I'm talking about best spray. Yeah, that was a great conversation, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was great. I like Chewy, I ain't gonna lie.
You motherfucking this grass walking on certain shit, man.
Even they talking. Look, they right on the side of each other.
State police will.
No problem. I love y'all. Appreciate it, Lou. Yeah, they talking, look. Right here, but when people ain't leave at 6 o'clock, they said, yeah, whoever car right there getting towed. We've been out here long as hell, y'all. That's the first time we killed our battery bank. Yeah, that was a great conversation, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was great. We appreciate you too, Chewy. You a good dude. You a smart dude, bro. Yeah. You got a lot of knowledge, man. You need to channel your anger. You can help. For real. You smart, man. I gotta give you that. You know a lot about a lot.